I would call to order the Village of Westmont Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for June 8th, 2016. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Carmichael? Here. Commissioner Sharp? Commissioner Van Buren is here. Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes.
And Chairman Richard.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
If you would please all rise and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While I have you all standing, please, I would ask you to, one, silence any and all electronic devices, and two, you need to be sworn in if you're going to give any testimony this evening, both for or against anything. So just raise your right hand, it won't hurt. I swear that any testimony I give this evening shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you very much. Now, Jill, it is foregone that BMW is going to be.
Yes.
Okay.
BMW will be continued tonight.
All right. I could tell that BMW, which is on our agenda for tonight, is asked to be postponed until next month. So if you're here strictly for that, feel free to leave if you want. Otherwise, you can look at our beautiful faces. Okay, I would also ask that anybody giving any testimony this evening will sign in at the podium. First order of business is the approval of the minutes of our May 11 meeting. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Pill, seconded by Commissioner Van Buren. Question on the motion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes. Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael? Yes. And Chairman Richard.
Yes. All right, the minutes as presented are hereby approved and adopted. Under new business, Planning and Zoning Item 16012, Stanley Bales Jr. regarding the property located at 301 South Lincoln Street, Westmont, for the following. Item A, zoning code variance request to allow new home construction within a required side yard adjoining a street setback in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District. Mr. Bales? Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the board and the village attorney for being here this evening to hear my request. And I'll take a brief moment to introduce myself, Stanley Bales, business owner and resident here in Westmont. If you folks had an opportunity to read any of the preliminary documentation that I submitted with the submittal, the home in question was lost due to a fire last year, August 21. I'm trying to do reconstruction of that home. I realized after a planning construction review on my plans that, unbeknownst to me, the neighboring property has a lesser setback than is typical, 3.74 feet. So not a building ordinance, but a fire ordinance is requiring me to have 10 feet between structures or a non-combustible surface on the exterior, which isn't feasible at this time. So I'm asking for an 18-inch variance in my side yard setback to be 23.5 feet, opposed to the 25-foot required. This would give ample distance for the fire ordinance and a small cushion for my top of foundation survey, since we're right at 30 feet. It's a corner lot, 60 feet in width, typical 25-foot setback, and 5 foot for the plat of easement allows maximum building to be 30 feet in width. So we took that option. So rather than requesting other alternatives, at this time I'm looking for that setback. Requested is 18 inches, required would be 15. And that's what I'm here for this evening, for that home.
Okay, sir, since you're asking for a variance, would you say that the hardship has been imposed on you by the village ordinances, that if you were to build within the footprint that's allowed by code, your house really wouldn't be too livable or feasible to build?
That could be potentially. More likely would be just the distance for fire ordinance to assure that there's a safe distance between the homes. I will be installing sprinklers into this home, required as of 2016 building ordinance, but the neighboring home, being an existing structure, does not. So I felt it was to my best interest at this point to relocate or plan to have the home moved to the north that 18 inches, rather than changing the plans of the home, which would be very difficult and costly to do.
Yes, sir. All right, the staff, please.
We met with Mr. Bales after we discovered the issue with the house next door, and we went over several of his options, which, as he mentioned, included revising the plans, which he had gone pretty far through the process already, asking for a waiver from the building code, which would be a faster process, or doing the zoning code variance. And overall, we thought that doing the zoning code variance request would be better to keep that 10-foot separation because we don't know if the house to the south would eventually redevelop or not. So it's also in keeping with the neighborhood, and most of the houses on the corners are actually closer than the required front yard setback next to the street. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Will there be anybody from the public wish to comment on this, either for or against? Please, sir, if you would. If you would sign in. Okay, thank you.
My name's Kurt Van Dam. I live at 237 South Lincoln Street, directly to the north of Stan's lot. And I just want to urge you to approve his request. It's very reasonable. It doesn't block sight views by coming forward 18 inches. The house, the apartment building to his east, the house to the west are both closer than 25 foot to the lot line.
Thank you very much, sir. Will there be any, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, I'm just here in case you have other questions.
Okay, we'll close the public comment, seeing nobody raising their hands. Commissioner Bartel.
I think it's a reasonable request, and I only have one question. That big tree in the middle of the lot,
Yes.
how will you work that with the house? Isn't that going to be right where the house is?
That is, I recognize the tree that you're discussing, and even with the engineering, doing the engineering on the property and the scope of work there, there's ample room where it won't, the home positioning won't impact the tree, even with the sidewalks that will be approaching from the driveway up to the entrance of the home will not be an issue.
Okay, well, I'm supportive.
We also have tree preservation guidelines, and so the tree will require to be protected during the construction, just to make sure that the roots aren't damaged as
Oh,
well.
that's good. Good to hear. Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Thomas.
I'm in favor of it. I support the variance. It's a beautiful home.
Oh, thank you.
It's going to look great, and it's going to help the neighborhood. It's better than the home that was there before. It's better than what's there now.
Yes.
It's not a problem. It's going to enhance the neighborhood. It'll fit right in.
Thank you. I'm excited to get started.
Commissioner Pill.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I liked your design. I did have a couple of questions. The first one, are you planning to have more than one garage?
No, just the attached and the existing home that's no longer existing. The previous garage has been removed, and the only garage on the property will be the one shown that's attached.
Okay, so where the old detached garage is, that's just going to become a bigger backyard?
That's correct.
Great. And were you living in the house at the time that this occurred?
Fortunately, I was not residing in the home at the time. It was a rental property, the one and only that I acquired 11 years ago in hopes to secure maybe living for my son in the future.
Oh, nice, nice. Now, are you planning on living in this, or will it become a rental home? I'm just more curious.
My first intentions after the fire, back in August, sitting with the architect in October for the design of the home, at that point, I had no intentions of occupying this property. But after going through being a general contractor and the process and the time and the effort, and now my own personal investment monetarily, It is, looks like that would be my best decision at this point, to kind of flip-flop and maybe have my primary residence currently become a rental property, if it's feasible to keep that, and then occupy this home with an escape route that, if it becomes unaffordable or for any reason, I can always return back to my primary residence.
There you go, there you go.
But at least enjoy it for a short period and hopefully longer.
Yeah.
Well, great. I wish you the best of luck, whichever way your decision goes, and I certainly support this. Great idea.
Thank you.
Commissioner Van Buren?
I feel badly, for, excuse me, for you even have to be here. Normally, we have people asking for a variance because of something they are doing. And you are the victim of something that someone has done a long time ago. It has nothing to do with your property other than that 10 feet that the fire department requires. But the home is beautiful, and I wish you luck with it. I'm all for it.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Same here. I support your variance request.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And likewise, everything I can see is this hardship is imposed upon you, and therefore your variance is, it's a no-brainer. I love your
Appreciate
kind of
that.
cases all the time.
All right.
Okay, any further commissioner comments? Okay, since we have a request for a variance, may we have a reading of findings of fact, please?
Stanley Bales regarding 301 South Lincoln Street, request for a variance to allow for the construction of a new home which encroaches into the required side yard adjoining a street in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District. Criteria number 1, the property in question cannot yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in the district in which it is located. The applicant faces a hardship that is not self-created. An adjacent home to the south contains a non-conforming interior side yard setback of 3.74 feet. If the applicant were to build the proposed home at the allowed interior side yard setback of 5 feet, the home would violate the 10-foot building separation requirement. In order to maintain this building separation requirement and yield a reasonable return, the applicant has repositioned this proposed home to the north and seeks this variance to allow a minor encroachment into the side yard setback adjoining a street. Criteria 2, the plight of the owner is due to unique circumstances. The hardship in this case is created by the non-conforming house to the south. The previous house on the subject property contained a corner side yard setback of 19.29 feet, and the proposed new home will lessen this setback encroachment to 23.5 feet. Criteria 3, the variation, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the locality. The proposed side yard encroachment is minimal and consistent with the setbacks of other houses in the area which are located on corner lots. This variance, if approved, will be consistent with the character of the surrounding area.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. We are unanimous in agreement. Therefore, the findings of fact for a variance are approved and adopted. Okay, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Trustees, Planning and Zoning Item 16012, Item A, a zoning code variance request to allow new home construction within a required side yard adjoining a street setback in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Carmichael, seconded by Commissioner Bartel. Question on the motion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes. Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
And Chairman Richard?
Yes. Okay, sir, you have our recommendation, but we are only a recommending body.
I understand.
Sometimes they listen to us, sometimes they don't.
Let's hope they listen.
Thank you. Good luck to
All
you,
right,
sir.
thank you. Good night.
Okay, next item on the agenda, Planning and Zoning Item 16013, Westmont B Imports regarding the property located at 420, 430 East Ogden Avenue, a portion of Westmont Drive, 645, 650, 655, 651 Westmont Drive, and 415 Plaza Drive, Westmont, for the following. Item A, a special use permit request to operate an automobile dealership in the B2 General Business District. Item B, zoning code variance request to allow parking within the required front yard setback. Item C, zoning code variance request to increase the allowed height in the B2 General Business District for the purpose of constructing a rooftop parking deck for an automobile dealership. Item D, preliminary plat of vacation for Westmont Drive. Item E, preliminary plat of consolidation. Item F, site and landscaping plan approval. I am told that the petitioner wishes to postpone this to our next meeting, so I would,
Let's open the public hearing and then have a motion.
okay, let's open the public hearing. Does anybody wish to comment anything on this?
We won't allow comment, but we just need to formally open it and then ask for a motion to
Okay, I'm
continue.
told we have to formally open the public meeting. And what we will do, I will ask for a motion to continue the public meeting until, what is our date?
Wednesday, July 13th.
Until our planning and zoning meeting of Wednesday, July 13th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Van Buren, seconded by Commissioner Thomas. Any question on the motion?
Just to clarify, that's for all items will be continued.
Okay, and before we vote on that, I would ask all commissioners to save your packet for the next meeting. Staff, anything?
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Question on this motion? A roll call, please.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes?
Commissioner Carmichael?
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes. Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Chairman Richard?
Yes.
I should clarify that the purpose of the continuance was to correct a perceived deficiency in the mailed notice to surrounding property owners. The publication in the newspaper was correct, so by opening the public hearing and continuing it, there's no need to publish in the newspaper again, but the perceived notice defect will be cured during this time period. And this arose just, I think, was discovered in the last few days, so there wasn't a chance to give advance notice to surrounding property owners that it was going to be continued. So to the extent people showed up, apologize for the inconvenience.
We look to see you at our July meeting. Sorry for any inconvenience, folks. Any further commissioner comments? Motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Bartel, seconded by Commissioner Thomas. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.